doing today?
Yes, just looking around Anfield, it's a lovely afternoon now. We have had a very sharp shower of rain. It is quite blustery, but at the moment it's bright. Blue skies, the sun shining down on Anfield, and looking down at all of the variety of banners and flags that are waving in the cup. And as Dion Dublin says, red and white scarves raised all around the ground. The Liverpool players going to their huddle in the middle of their half. And the Arsenal players, as they like to do too, actually walk into the corner of the ground where their supporters are, and they are actually mirroring the Liverpool players. That huddle, the players leaned over, arms round one another's shoulders for a final word before this match, this big match here at Anfield. Liverpool against Arsenal on the last day of August 2025. And welcome to listeners to the BBC's World Service who join us at Anfield as the strains of You'll Never Walk Alone fade away. Bright sunshine, Arsenal to kick off, and it is immediately fired downfield by Declan Rice, out of play next to the corner flag. That's exactly what Newcastle did at the start of the second half yesterday at Elland Road. So Liverpool with a throw-in in their right-back position. So the news is, if you've not heard, Brighton is going to have to wait a little longer for his debut. He is on the bench for Arsenal, so is Martin Odegaard, who is obviously here with Arsenal. And it's the one change from Monday night, that dramatic game on Monday, with the man who scored the winning goal, or should I call him a boy, 17 years old on Friday. It was his birthday on Friday. On Monday, Rio Ngomor scored the winner against Newcastle. He's on the bench. Allister comes into the midfield for Curtis Jones. All out of play for a throw to Liverpool. Kirkes is going to take this. So the Liverpool team, Allison, Szoboszlai at right back again, Konate and Van Dijk, Kirkes at left back, Gravenberch and McAllister, Wirtz, Salah, Gakpo, and the man who scored in all three matches, Ekitike, up front for Liverpool. Here is Szoboszlai. Liverpool still inside their own half, and Szoboszlai passes it back to Konate, who returns it to Allison, who is in the goal to our right, down to our right, in front of the Kop, the shadow of the Kop. Van Dijk is put under pressure, but is able to turn and play it away towards the halfway line. So the Arsenal team, Raya in goal, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, who's the captain today, and Calafiori. Then Zubamendi in midfield with Marino and Rice. Madueke on the right, it's Martinelli on the left, rather than Eza. I suppose he must have been tempted, Mikel Arteta, to slip Barichi Eze in there. Trossard as well, who's on the bench, but it's Martinelli who plays. He's got a good goal scoring record against Liverpool, and Gyökeres up front after his 2 goals to get off the mark for Arsenal against Leeds last weekend. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. BBC Radio 5 Live and the World Service from the BBC, and you can listen as well, of course, via the BBC Sounds app. Long past Anfield from Allison, that's headed away by Saliba. Liverpool, red shirts, red shorts, red socks with the white trim, lots of white trim this season. And Arsenal in the change colours, those cream shirts that are quite the rage among the Arsenal fans, with the maroon shorts and cream socks. The ball goes back to the bearded Allison, who just holds off the arriving Gyökeres. It's played across to Konate, who was very nearly caught LBW there. He moved out of the way of it, and it bounced past him as if he was leaving it outside the off stump. He was fortunate that it bounced all the way to Szoboszlai. Now Liverpool with it in centre field. A little pass forward from Wirtz, the number 7. Now here is Szoboszlai. Might have gone for the ball into the penalty area towards the tall figure of Hugo Ekitike in the penalty area, but actually thought better of it and went back towards the halfway line. Dion Dublin sitting here next to me, England international, Premier League Gold Boot winner. Cagey start.
Yeah, it is, and Liverpool have had most of the ball, but they've been in their own half for most of this time. Arsenal very much on the front foot.
Actually, here come Arsenal with Timber. Timber overhits the pass through the middle for Gyökeres to run onto. That was a chance for Arsenal. Timber couldn't get the pass right. Long one downfield from Allison, but that will bounce through to the goalkeeper at the other end. All in black, which is quite unusual. Oh, and Saliba with the ball in the hands of David Raya. Saliba has sat down. Well, if they lose Saliba, that is a big twist. And yep, they're making a change straight away. Arsenal making a change, and so Christian Mosquera, the summer signing from Valencia, is going to be thrust into the action.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see any limping or anything. We're just having a look on the screens now at an earlier challenge. And he goes to it, after heading the ball, he goes down on his haunches, and then he got up again and carried on. But as soon as his goalkeeper got it, he sat on the floor. He's kept his left leg straight and his right leg bent, so it's got to be something to do with his left leg, hamstring maybe. But he's walking off. He seems to be okay, but that's a huge loss for Arsenal, a massive loss because of that partnership back there. Gabriel and Saliba is very strong. Take a peg out of that partnership, it's going to get weaker.
Well, not only that, Dion, of course, you know, in the other penalty area as well.
Correct.
He's instrumental in there from those set pieces.
Absolutely,
Saliba.
absolutely, with those starting positions in behind the defence's eye view as well. This will be interesting now, see how this works out.
Well, we'll make a note of that straight away in terms of, you know, a development in this match. 5th minute, Arsenal lose William Saliba. And so Mosquera comes on, Christian Mosquera, the Spanish-born central defender, as I say, played for Valencia before his move in the summer for around about £13 million Arsenal paid for him, one of the less heralded arrivals. Colombian parents, hence the name. He made his debut last weekend against Leeds when he came on as a substitute in the second half. But here he is, the new number 3. So Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0, but a big development that with Arsenal losing William Saliba, who's got an excellent fitness record as well. As Wirtz plays it forward, but Calafiori steps in, and then the ball ricochets out of play for a throw-in on the halfway line, which referee Chris Kavanagh is going to bring it back because it's actually a Liverpool throw. So it's 0-0 here at Anfield. What about the golf? The European Masters is coming to a climax. Ian Carter is across it.
Victory for the South African Tristan Lawrence, John. He finished with a round of 66, 22 under par. He's won by 2. The Ryder Cup candidates, Matt Wallace, Matt Fitzpatrick and Marco Penge, all showing up nicely. Wallace finishing in the share of second place, 2 shots behind.
Thank you very much, Ian. And Ian will be on the air tomorrow because Luke Donald announces his captain's picks tomorrow afternoon. So we'll have news of that on 5 Live tomorrow afternoon. So listen out for that. And Luke Donald himself will be on 5 Live tomorrow night after 9 o'clock in a special edition of 5 Live Golf. So that is tomorrow night. But Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. And Liverpool with it. And it deflects out of play of McAllister, who is back for Liverpool, having missed Monday. And it's a throw into Arsenal on the halfway line. So back it goes. Timber gives Mosquera a touch of the ball, understandably.
Yeah, just get him a feel of the ball, weight of the ball as well, play a few passes, just get the muscles up to speed. I mean, I'm keeping an eye on Gyökeres, obviously, as a centre forward. He hasn't moved from in between Van Dijk and Konate. Both of them keeping an eye on him at the moment.
And what do you do, Dion? You know, thinking back to your centre forward days, that happens, the established partnership, a young, relatively young tried, certainly in the Premier League, defender comes on. If you're Hugo Ekitike,
you have a big smile on your face, and you put yourself exactly on him, put him under pressure physically, mentally, don't give him any time on the ball.
Throw into Arsenal, halfway inside their own half. In fact, it is a free kick. Gravenberch came in with a challenge, it was given as a free kick by Chris Kavanagh, the referee, who was the referee in the Community Shield a few weeks ago. And Anfield enraged that was given as a free kick against Gravenberch.
Yeah, it was light. But I believe the work that he does, Gravenberch's work. I mean, he's been sat in front of his two centre halves, and he's sitting behind as well.
David Raya has stolen about 3 yards halfway inside his own half.
Uproar in Anfield, uproar.
Raya then is allowed to take it from there. Long, headed away by Van Dijk. Bounces back to Liverpool. And McAllister is dispossessed by Arsenal. Nice flick from Madueke. Marino trying to reach it. Marino starting for the first time this season. He has won it back. Left-footed cross with the outside of his left boot. Headed away by Somersley. And Burks is in to nick the ball away from Rice. Suddenly he's over the halfway line. The German now plays it out towards the right-hand side. And then the cross from Salah is blocked at source by Calafiori. And now Arsenal are off on the counter-attack of their own. Still coming towards the edge of the penalty area. Taken on by Martinelli into the box. He's in a wide position against Canate. Canate with half a challenge. He's then eventually bounced out of play behind on Martinelli for a goal kick. Goal kick to Liverpool. And that's a little win for Canate, who I'm sure will be aware of the criticism that there's been of his play so far this season. And he turns Canate in front of the Kop and throws his arms up in the air, and they respond with a noise.
Yeah, because he didn't dive in. Could have quite easily. What you don't do there is you don't show your fellow centre forward inside, kept him down the outside. Great defending, stood on his feet, brilliant.
Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. Big story in the afternoon already in the Premier League. Well, actually, two big stories really.
Yes.
With West Ham winning 3-0 at Nottingham Forest. What a win that is for Graham Potter. Talk about a timely victory. And Manchester City losing again. Beaten against Tottenham last weekend. Losing at Brighton already this afternoon. We've already heard from James Milner, who scored the penalty for Brighton in that match. Brian Gruder scoring the late winner. As you may have heard earlier on this afternoon, we'll hear from Pep Guardiola, I'm sure, at half-time in this match. Still matches going on currently. Still Aberdeen 0, Falkirk 0, Hibs 0, St Mirren 0 in the Premiership in Scotland after the 0-0 draw between Rangers and Celtic, and Dundee United winning 2-0 at Dundee in the derby there. Here is Gravenberch for Liverpool, playing the ball to Soboslai, then forward to Salah. Salah over there on the right-hand side. 1 goal so far for the top scorer of last season, Salah, in the victory here against Bournemouth. That was a topsy-turvy match. This, the second match of the season here at Anfield, and Liverpool in possession in the centre circle. And here's one over the top now, which is headed away by Gabriel out towards the far side. Calafiori will keep it in, and then it's played away to the halfway line. Canate was given mass support by Anfield as he arrives on the ball and passes it back to Allison.
Yeah, that's the centre forward's job. The ball's going up to Gyökeres down the right. Really good Liverpool. He just bounced them shoulder to shoulder about 3 times before they got to the ball, and Canate's strength came out on top that time. He just nudged him out the way, and just rolled it back to his keeper. That's a good sign of strength and confidence, that from Canate.
Actually, Hibs 1, St Mirren 1, and Aberdeen 0, Falkirk 1 are the latest scores. So William Saliba substituted in the 5th minute, and as soon as he went down, as we said at the time, Mosquera was straight to the side of the pitch, and they were ready for it. Whether he'd indicated already by that stage, he probably had, hadn't he, that he was going to have to come off.
Absolutely, he was like he had his pads on and his tie-ups on, ready to go. He was just shirt off, and that was it. Touchline, ready to go. It's like the manager said to him, listen, be ready any time, and he was ready. 5 minutes in, he's on.
I think there might have been an issue in the warm-up.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, we'll find out later. We'll hear from the managers. Here's Gakpo now, down the left-hand side. Cody Gakpo just signed a new contract. Cuts infield, shoots low, and wide of Raya's right post, scampering to his right, the Arsenal goalkeeper, but didn't threaten the bottom corner. Cody Gakpo, who scored the opening goal when these sides met right towards the end of the season, when Liverpool had already won the title last season. 2-2 draw. In fact, both matches were 2-2 draws between these sides in the Premier League last season.
Yeah, good chance that for Gakpo. I mean, you know what he's like, he goes down the left wing, doesn't he? And then Kirkes goes down the outside, attracts a couple of those cream shirts of Arsenal, so he takes his touch on the inside, gets his shot off. no problem at all, but that's a lot of space.
The Liverpool crowd trying to put the wind up Arsenal. A sort of slightly misplaced pass at the back, but Arsenal are able to maintain possession. And here is Mosquera. He is tall. He's not the most stockily built, I must say, as the ball bounces forward for Arsenal, but Allison was very quickly out of his goal there. Got there well ahead of Martinelli, certainly by 2 or 3 yards to whack it away downfield to comparative safety. So Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. In actual fact, 3 of the last 4 matches, 4 of the last 5 matches between these sides in the Premier League have ended all square. The ball with Declan Rice, just drags it back and plays it to Mosquera, and then Timber is 5 yards away. Jurriën Timber, after his 2 goals against Leeds United last weekend, both coming from corners. Declan Rice then to the halfway line. Certainly Arsenal aren't overcommitting themselves here. They're enjoying a feel of the ball inside Anfield with the sun still shining down. Almost a quarter of an hour played. Neither goalkeeper has had a save to make yet. The major development, as we've said, the fact that Arsenal have lost William Saliba, another injury for Arsenal. You know, so they've been very active in the transfer market, as we know this summer. But on the injured list already, Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Jesus is still out, Kai Havertz, of course, Ben White not fully fit. Odegaard had a problem. Ball's played back to Raya, who was outside of his penalty area, quickly got there ahead of Salah very coolly, and then it's played back by Zubimendi to Raya. Arsenal, given away centrally by Marino. Liverpool are onto this quickly. Florian Wirtz. Arsenal getting numbers back, and Wirtz's pass was right into the path of where Declan Rice was running, and he was able to intercept the ball that was aimed at Salah.
Absolutely, Salah just went for that one, just on the corner of the box, down the right-hand side for Liverpool, but Declan Rice noticed that, seen the danger, just cut out that gap there for the ball, and he just took it on his right foot. He's done it so many times, Declan Rice. He just seems to sense that danger, and then he just passes it out to Martinelli down the left-hand side. Makes it look easy.
Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. Ended up 10 points between them last season at the end of the Premier League. Martinelli down the left-hand side, but passed the ball into Szoboszlai, who was able to take a touch, go forward with Wirtz. Declan Rice sliding in there on Wirtz, and actually Declan Rice was fortunate. He didn't make contact with Wirtz, who kept his feet. And actually, Rice just gives him a little touch with his right hand as he walks past him, as if to say, "You did me a favour there, mate."
Absolutely. I mean, it must have been with his big toe, Declan Rice, because he committed to that challenge very early. He won it. His timing's normally spot on. This time it was again, but you have to be careful when you're lunging in.
0-0. Liverpool scored 86 goals in the Premier League last season. Most goals. Arsenal conceded the fewest, only 34. And here's Van Dijk on the ball, the Liverpool Premier League winning captain, with his pass out to the right-hand side. Salah takes it down, left-footed ball high into the box, but Raya's able to come and catch the ball high above Ekitike, who was being looked after by Gabriel. And then Arsenal quickly forward, Zubimendi, now to Marino, here on the right-hand side. Madueke running at Kirkes, still going into the penalty area, then Kirkes blocks it behind. First chance we've seen of Madueke today, running at the fullback, Kirkes, and he wins a corner.
Absolutely. I mean, Madueke hasn't moved from in front of the dugouts. He's kept himself all the way down the right wing. He's not moved. He hasn't gone inside. Martinelli's done the same down the left-hand side. They've made the pitch really big. Arsenal, they really have. Liverpool having to run a lot to try and get the ball back. Very patient, both sides at the moment. Very patient, because Declan Rice is taking ages to take the ball over to the corner.
Yep, Madueke today getting the responsibility of playing in the Saka role, with Saka out with this hamstring problem for certainly a few weeks, and that's exactly the sort of thing that Mikel Arteta and the Arsenal fans will have wanted to see with a burst like that. So it's a corner. We know how potent Arsenal are. There's no Saliba now, but they have got Gabriel. Rice plays it in, takes a flick up ahead, bounces out to Timber outside of the penalty area for this one. Timber, after scoring twice in the box last weekend from corners. Timber against Wirtz on the Arsenal left wing, and then it's all the way back towards the halfway line, and the Liverpool players, as it goes back there, move out as one and then hold a high line. with Zubimendi going back into his own half and the ball passed all the way back to Ryan. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. And these last matches before the international window, and a piece of news on the international front is that Liverpool's Hugo Ekitike has just been called up to the France senior squad for the first time. He wasn't in the original party, named by Didier Deschamps, but Ryan Shirky of Manchester City has pulled out, so Ekitike is in. Liverpool supporters feel that Salah was fouled there near the halfway line. Referee Kavanagh disagrees, but the pass out to Martinelli was out of play, and there we are, another reaction for Chris Kavanagh to deal with. And by the way, if you weren't listening earlier, the news on the officiating front is that it was due to be Michael Salisbury, who was the VAR here today, who was appointed for this match, but he was also the video assistant referee for Chelsea Fulham yesterday, that controversial match, and he has been moved off that, and John Brooks is now the VAR for this one. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. Forward it goes, Madueke, shirt pulling there, and by the Arsenal man. That was given by the assistant referee. It was an angry response actually by Kirkes, who shoved Madueke away, but it's quickly calmed down, and Madueke puts his palms up as if to say, watch me, but it was a free kick, and but at least one handful of his shirt.
Yes, I've done that many times. Referee me, knowing full well it's me. But I just feel that that's a great little battle down there. Madueke wanting to take. Kirkes wants that. He wants that physical presence of Madueke. He wants to feel him. Wants to get his hand down the small of his back. Take me on, challenge me. And that's not going to go away. Same on the other side as well with Martinelli.
And still Dublin, 20 minutes played here at Anfield. Still sunny. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. And Liverpool go all the way back to Allison. So we've gone through the first 20 minutes. And neither goalkeeper has been forced to make a save worthy of the name. Gravenberch has dropped halfway inside his own half, and the Liverpool supporters in the 20th minute singing the name of Diogo Jota. Liverpool, McAllister dispossessed, so Arsenal playing forward, and now here's Madueke down the right. He's round the outside of Kirkes. He's into the penalty area. Oh, Kirkes recovers very well. I thought he'd gone. I thought he'd left him for dead. But that was an excellent recovery from the Liverpool left back, just as Madueke was bearing down the goal from a tight angle.
Yeah, it's a brilliant ball. I've got to say, it's in the path of Madueke down the right-hand side. It's not going to go out, so it's going towards the touchline. Then it curls in towards the corner of the box, and they are both having a full-on race. Madueke gets there first. Kirkes there with a little bit of patience. He has to wait. He allows Madueke to have one touch, and then he commits to the challenge in the box, about 2 yards away from the 6-yard box. Gets it absolutely right. Gets that long, it's a penalty. Brilliant, brilliant.
This is fantastic, isn't it, Leon? This singing of the Diogo Jota song.
It's amazing. It doesn't surprise me. That's just footballing.
Yeah.
That's the footballing family.
Yeah, really touching. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. Declan Rice, then. No Saliba, but there is Gabriel. In it comes to the near post, headed away. Comes out to Madueke. Controls it and shoots, and Allison makes the save. Edge of the area, crowded penalty area. Not sure how good a view Allison will have had of that, but was able to make ground, leap to his right, and make the save and push it away wide. But there we are, first save of the match, Allison.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Madueke there just getting the bits. It was curled into the box, outswinger by Declan Rice, and he just fell to Madueke. Just watching that forward play there. Szoboszlai teaming up back to his keeper, but it's a really good chance and a good save as well. First real sort of save the keeper's had to make. Bit of mud on Allison's shorts for the first time today.
Yeah, edge of the area. You know, he probably did have an impeded view there. Have a little screen here just showing it, but he knew where it was going. As Liverpool still have it inside their own penalty area. Cleared away by Van Dijk. Oh, two Arsenal players go for the same ball. Kurtz gives it to Salah, but Salah didn't get that right. He looked to sweep it forward. I mean, it came to him in a flash. And just instinct there. Looked to volley it forward for the run of Ekitike, but Salah overhit it through to Ryan.
It's good play though, because Kurtz gets it off Virgil van Dijk. He nudges it round the corner to Salah. Salah knows that Ekitike is on the shoulder of the defender, and he just leaves it into a place where Ekitike would have got it, overhit it by about 5 yards.
According to Gary Flintoff's screen to our left, Liverpool have yet to touch the ball in the Arsenal penalty area. And Arsenal have had 7 touches inside the Liverpool box.
Well, there you go.
Here's Calafiori, the left back, getting forward, swings their ball right over the top of Gyökeres, and Kyrgios is able to chest it back to Allison. Just going back to the corners, Dion, they've had 2 now. How much will that affect them and change things now that there is no Gabriel and Saliba, just Gabriel?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to change what Arsenal do. It will change what Liverpool do. I think who Liverpool have to mark, where the danger comes from as well. Obviously, there's other dangers apart from Saliba, but I do believe that it'll be an easier day when it comes to corners for Liverpool, without a doubt.
Liverpool nil, Arsenal nil, and Ekatike challenged by Mosquera. Again, the crowd make themselves heard. No free kick given. Back to Raya, the Arsenal goalkeeper from the 6-yard box. Long. Then Kyrgios beats Madueke in the air. And I think I sense the Liverpool supporters here sense that Kyrgios needs their support against Madueke. And now there's manhandling going on between Timber and Gakpo. And as you may have been able to deduce, Liverpool have been awarded the free kick.
Yeah, it's one of those, he's right in front of the dugouts as well, where the ball gets cleared by Kyrgios, and he's no real pace on the ball, so he bounces in front of Gakpo. Gakpo's got his arms around Timber, who's behind. Timber's got his arms around Gakpo. 6-1 that one, referee gives the free kick to Liverpool. Could have gone either way, that one.
Yep, arms around Timber. Hope it's not a giant redwood being challenged. Free kick for Liverpool near the halfway line. Full time at Pittodrie, Aberdeen 0, Falkirk 1. And Aberdeen, who suffered that defeat in Europe on Thursday night, were reduced to 10 men in that match. They've been beat by Falkirk. Free kick then, Wirtz to take this. Liverpool's new number 7. Long, very long, all the way out on the full, behind the dead ball line for a goal kick. Well, it is breezy, but even so...
Awful. I mean, Wirtz is about 5 yards away from his manager's dugout in Arsenal's half, and he just wants to leave it into an area on the diagonal. Konaté's gone up, Virgil van Dijk's gone up. I'm not happy if I'm a centre-half if that happens to me.
Florian Wirtz, the new record British transfer fee paid for him by Liverpool. Maybe it won't last 24 hours. We will see, won't we? Here's Marino out to the right-hand side. Cross from Timber, hits Kyrgios, that's behind. It's another Arsenal corner. They've got another one. So no joy yet from the 2 that they've had from Declan Rice. Delivery hasn't been quite right, but the more corners they get, you know what will eventually be the outcome.
Yeah, you do, because Declan Rice is not too far off the money every time, because his concentration levels are good. He goes for a certain routine, he puts it in a certain place, and he normally places the ball in between the penalty spot and the 6-yard line as well. So that's where Arsenal want to end up.
Right, Declan Rice, down to our right, way down to our right. We're watching from up on high in the main stand. Rice, left arm signal, then it's into the near post. Oh, that was awful. He mishit it, and it was cleared away by Wirtz, by Kyrgios at the near post. Long and forward from Raya, and Gravenberch will allow that to bounce all the way down and out of play next to the corner flag. That must be one of Declan Rice's worst corners.
Yeah, I mean, he took the corner, and as soon as it left his foot, he raised his hand as if to say, sorry, what was that? No, it's not like him, that's not his standard, he's better than that. The first 2 were outstanding, where they need to be, that one he got completely wrong.
Well, last week against Leeds, his corners were brilliant, his delivery was spot on.
Most of his game, John, is brilliant, to be honest with you.
Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0, almost half an hour play. And just that one save, the diving save from Allison to keep out Madueke. Szoboszlai, long of the hair, hits this ball way downfield, and that's all the way through to Raya. I don't know whether they are struggling to cope with the, I say it's blustery, it's not gale force 10, is it? As Rice plays it back to Gabriel. Martin Odegaard on the substitutes bench. Max Gauman as well on the bench. I enjoyed watching him last weekend. Here's Calafiori bursting forward from left back. The Italian, he's had his heels clipped as Gravenberch ran across the back of him, and he's yellow carded for that. And he puts his palms apart, the Liverpool midfielder, as if to say, I couldn't do anything about that. I just ran across the back of him. What do you think, Dion?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he could have done something about it. He don't get so close because Calafiore's left him. Gravenberch trying to get back in. Either run alongside him or just make sure you don't clip his feet. He knew exactly what he was doing. He got too close and he got a yellow card.
He did. Free kick then to Arsenal. So Declan Rice, well, literally and metaphorically, will have to pull his socks up, which is what he's doing now, to make sure that he's absolutely right for this. David Raya's almost in the centre circle, Liverpool holding their line. So this free kick, middle of the Liverpool half, left to centre, Rice comes up, strikes it, what on earth? I mean, he's almost launched that over the top of the Kop. It's landed halfway up the Kop. What's going on?
If that was in a cartoon, all you'd hear is wah, 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 wah. That wasn't great. Mr. Rice, let me tell you, you are a lot better than that. I mean, he struck the ball from 40 yards. I'm thinking, what's he doing here? He's going for goal.
Well, that was when he came up at pace to the ball. That's what I thought. But as we said very often last season, when he scored those two brilliant free kicks against Real Madrid, well, that's the first time he's ever scored from a direct free kick, and he got two in the same match. I think we might have just seen a little insight there as to why it is only two. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. Half an hour play. But for all of that, Arsenal have had the better of it so far, Dion.
They have. When it comes to the final third of the game, Liverpool possibly just nicked it when it comes to possession, but Arsenal have done more with it in the final third, without a doubt. Hasn't hesitated to cross the ball.
Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. There's a Chiesa, Dion, if you look down to the left, warming up near the Arsenal supporters. They're giving him a great reception after that big money move that came last week. As Allison is put under pressure by Gyökeres, kept in play though on the far side. Allison got it away to Salah, halfway inside his own half. Now Szoboszlai, he delivers the pass forward towards Burns. That was cut out by Rice, and then in came the challenge from Ekitike on Declan Rice, and it's out of play for a throw to Arsenal halfway inside their own half. Again, the Liverpool supporters here sense that their team needs them. What about Eza down there then? Do you think it'll be a hit for Arsenal?
Yeah, I do. I think he'll be a hit wherever he goes, to be honest with you. I think the quality that he has, I mean, the way he played for Palace was brilliant to bring that quality here as well in that number 10 role, 8 role, whatever you want to call it. Pure quality footballer, Eze.
Full time at Easter Road, Hibs 1, St Mirren 1, and an excellent work from Ekitike here. Arsenal throw, but Ekitike put them under pressure and forced the error out of play for a Liverpool throw. Coming here today with no Saka, I have to say, I thought, well, Eze will be in the starting lineup here. Played for Crystal Palace this season, he's in the groove. Played against Liverpool in the Community Shield match, but no, on the bench.
Yeah, maybe Arteta knows something we don't. Maybe he knows exactly what he's doing. Maybe 60 minutes, 70 minutes, he's going to come on and make the difference. So he'll know what he's doing, Arteta. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and it means, as we say, careless pass out of play for a throw for Arsenal on the halfway line. So an Arsenal throw. Norman Superchargers have won by 7 wickets, incidentally, against Southern Brave in the women's final at the 100. Commentary is on Sports Extra 3. Might actually be on Sports Extra. One of the two. You'll find it on BBC Sounds right now. Timber back to Raya, and Raya with Ekitike not far away is able to clear it away to Gyökeres. Touch from him. Now Calafiori running into the centre circle. Calafiori, not too many options, so he actually has to turn and give it back to Gabriel. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0, and Jurriën Timber as Cody Gakpo arrives on the scene. He has to play it back into the back line. Yes, new contract for Cody Gakpo, said he was going to sign it yesterday at the training ground as Rice goes all the way back to Raya. Cody Gakpo, 18 goals last season. Oh, that's given away by Raya! And now a little touch from Van Dijk. It's Manchester McAllister, and then it's blocked by 3 Arsenal players on the edge of the penalty area. Careless by Arsenal. The Liverpool press did in the end force the error there, and Raya puts both of those big white gloves up in the air to apologise to all of his teammates. That could easily have been Liverpool's opening goal.
Yeah, just overplaying there, Allison. No need to do that. Raya's got to put his foot through the ball. He's got no options at all. Every clean shirt that was available wasn't available when the ball ended up at his feet. Every red shirt was in, man for man. Virgil van Dijk just pushed Gyökeres round the left shoulder. There you go, I'll take that one. He gets in front of him, and I'm thinking to myself, Virgil van Dijk, after his first touch, he's on the 18-yard line. I'm thinking, strike the ball. Either foot, you are that good. Tries to pick a pass, too intricate. Chance has gone.
Yeah. Exactly right, Dion. Had to go for it there.
Yeah, he did. And, you know, because you can strike the ball so well, he was in forward momentum as well. I'm thinking, Virgil van Dijk, just put your laces through it. Wasted opportunity, that, for Liverpool.
So it's still 0-0. But that is that's the biggest sniff Liverpool have had yet.
Absolutely, yeah, agreed.
Gravenberch, back to Soboslai, and then Allison, long into the centre circle. Check back, readjusts, bounces forward. And then Kirkes slides into the challenge, and then in comes the challenge from Gakpo, and Zubimendi, who takes the legs of Gakpo on the halfway line. It's a free kick, and the Liverpool supporters clearly trying to pressure Chris Kavanagh into deciding that should have been a yellow card, but it's only a free kick.
Yeah, I think that was the anger in the challenge. Or the return challenge, should we say.
Well, long pass downfield. Madueke is onto this. Kirkes is with him. Madueke now cuts into the penalty area. Left foot shot deflected up and over the top of the crossbar. And behind for another corner to Arsenal. And this is the reaction. The Liverpool supporters feeling that Zubimendi has got away with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And he probably did do as well, to be honest with you. He was a little bit rash with it. He was angry that he didn't get a free kick himself. But referee so far has let things go, and I think it's the right way to referee a game like this. Don't want stop-start game.
Yeah, they're unhappy that Gravenberch has been shown a yellow card and that Zubimendi hasn't. But Madueke is really carrying a threat here down the right, and Kirkes is going to have his hands full there. So it's another corner. This is Arsenal's fourth corner of the match. This one, though, is from the left-hand side. So in front of the Kickoff, Rice to take this. Just keeping my eyes on Gabriel, who's running towards the penalty spot now. Wirtz is with him. He has the delivery in. It's over everyone inside the box. And relieved she is probably as much as anything else from the Kickoff and the rest of Anfield, as there is now a little bit of a kerfuffle involving Mikel Merino and three of the Liverpool players, and it ends with referee Kavanagh talking to Virgil van Dijk, which is not going down terribly well, and then Van Dijk does a kind of theatrical reaction there as Chris Kavanagh runs away from him. You've just seen the replay of what did happen in the box.
Who knows what happens in the box nowadays? I'm watching players pull shirts and twisting and turning and forearm smashing. Everything's going on in there. Referee can't see it all.
Listen to that now. You can probably hear that. I think the wind is really getting up now. So it is swirling around. I think it is affecting the game, I must say. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. And here is Raya with the ball on the edge of his D. Liverpool, who've not lost here in the Premier League since, remember when Forest won here early last season? That was in September. So unbeaten at home in the Premier League for almost a year. It's 18 home Premier League matches unbeaten since then for Liverpool. Mind you, Arsenal's away record in the Premier League is very, very good at the moment. Long pass downfield. Martinelli trying to race onto that. But I mean, it come all the way from Raya. Soboslai was very tight to him. He got a touch on it, but it could only deflect out for a throw.
Yeah, it is something that the Arsenal keeper's looking at, though. He's looking at Martinelli one-on-one with Soboslai. Obviously, they think, and they've looked at that in the training ground as well, Madueke down this side against Kirkes as well. He has put a lot of balls in behind the fullbacks, trusting his wingers to get on the end of it.
Throw it to Arsenal down the left. For Arsenal, it's 15 Premier League away matches unbeaten since they lost at St James's Park against Newcastle last November. 6 minutes to go to half-time. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. First half of relatively few chances so far. So 0-0 yesterday, Dion, between Leeds and Newcastle United. Here is Marino, left-footed pass forward. Gyökeres not been in the match really so far. Then plays it back, edge of the area, shot from Timber. Hits Van Dijk, bounces to Calafiori, low shot across goal. Miss hit it. I thought that took a deflection, actually, and so does Calafiori. And he has given the corner now because I think he's been told by his assistant, Dan Cook, on this side. It looks to the crowd as though Chris Kavanagh has made his decision because Arsenal protested about it, but I'm sure that came from the assistant, who had a better view of that. Flicked, I think,
Canata, yeah, I think you're right as well. And that's what the assistants are for. If the referee doesn't see it with his own eye, you need your assistant to have a chat with you in your ear, just help you out a little bit. That's what the team's all about when it comes to referees and officials.
Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. So, Declan Rice, he's not been able to get it right at all today so far. Most unlike him from his set-piece delivery.
Can't be any worse than his last one.
This is corner number 5 for Arsenal. In front of the Kop. Rice, this is better. Into the back post, and it's headed down and across goal by Calafiori, who was being blocked by a number of Liverpool players. They look towards referee Kavanagh, but he just chucks away calmly to the halfway line, and it's a goal kick.
Can't work twice, can it? Calafiori just being in the referee's face again. He got one corner, he's not going to get this one. Very evenly matched game, this one. Both sides playing in a very similar way, trying to play out from the back, trying to play the game the right way. For me, I think the goalkeepers have had far too many touches with their feet, with the bottom of their studs. I just feel you've got to get the ball into the players that can really make things happen. Far too slow for me at the moment, the whole game.
So 0-0 between Liverpool, who've won 2 out of 2 in the Premier League this season, and Arsenal, who've won 2 out of 2 in the Premier League this season. Kirkes' ball from the left-hand side, that's cleared away by Gabriel on the edge of the box. Madueke plays it forward, and then Marino in field. It hit McAllister. Arsenal are saying that stuck his arm. Referee doesn't give the free kick. Cody Gakpo in on the challenge. Gravenberch on the stretch. Just gets there, but in doing so actually plays it back into his own half, and Liverpool have to go back towards goalkeeper Allison. This is a proper contest.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the last 10, 15 seconds, 1 and 2 touched by Liverpool. They get in behind, they get a chance to cross the ball, they cross it, and Arsenal have to clear it. It's a panic clearing. So when you move the ball a bit quicker, those Arsenal players and those Liverpool players can't get in those defensive positions that they want.
It's quite intense, isn't it?
It is.
Played forward, quite intense for the 3rd weekend of the season. Jimba inside his own half. It's been chased by Ekitike, and then as he tried to play it forward, here's Mosquera. If you've just switched on, Christian Mosquera coming on in the 5th minute because William Saliba pulled up with a problem. So, but Liverpool really haven't been able to particularly test Mosquera. As he plays ball towards Salah, who goes down into the challenge from Gabriel, who's all over the back of the player of the year. It's a free kick to Liverpool. Salah gets up, waving his hands all over the place, pointing to the referee as if to say, what is it going to take? Surely Gabriel can't challenge me like that near the halfway line or wherever it is.
Absolutely not. I mean, the ball's loose on the right-hand side for Liverpool then. Salah gets there clearly first, and he's so strong, uses his body, and Gabriel can't do anything but to foul him to get to the ball.
And now we've got another tangle between Ekitike and Zubimendi. That's given us a free kick for Liverpool. Zubimendi with another little free kick there. He's probably only one more challenge away from what would be the first yellow card of the match for Arsenal. And when that comes, providing Liverpool haven't scored by then, I predict quite confidently that will get the biggest cheer of the match so far when that yellow card comes for Arsenal, which it inevitably will. Liverpool play this free kick back into their own half. Here's Gravenberch playing it out to the right-hand side. Szoboszlai is there. Szoboszlai, the stand-in right back, while Frimpong is on the injured list for Liverpool. Of course, the news this week that the former right back, Trent Alexander-Arnold, will be coming back with Liverpool, with Real Madrid in the Champions League this season, which will be quite a night as Liverpool go back towards the edge of their own penalty area to Allison. So let's get another update from Lords, from the 100, from Melissa Story.
The Northern Superchargers, they have won by 7 wickets here. They're the champions of the women's 100, beating the Southern Brave. The first time this side has lifted the trophy. They've just lifted it here at Lords, so cheers all around the grounds. Fantastic scenes, and Captain Holly Armitage with that trophy list. It's been a fantastic performance from them.
Lovely, thank you very much. We'll have more on the men's final, which is coming up later. You can listen to that on Sports Extra, or indeed watch it on the BBC. 1 minute of added time. 0-0. Timber now for Arsenal down the right. Gives it to Madueke. Madueke takes it on, angles it back to Timber in the box. He goes down, and not a particularly strong challenge from McAllister. Went down very heavily. McAllister just takes the ball, says thank you very much, takes it on downfield. Timber's out of position. Burns gets a touch. Ekatike, but Arsenal had numbers in there. Calafiori coming across and is able to clear it away to the halfway line. And actually, one final attack, perhaps. Actually, we're not into the added time yet. There will be 1 minute of added time to come. The right flank, Timber, then back to Zubimendi, who I think is going to be a bit of a hit for Arsenal in that midfield role, that anchor midfield role. I very much like what I've seen of him so far. He wasn't absolutely fully fit at Old Trafford when he was a little bit rusty looking, but I think that he's going to be an important part of what Arsenal are hoping to do this season.
I would agree, and he kind of brings something that no other Arsenal player brings as well. He's quite edgy. He likes the physical side of the game. He doesn't let his midfield player lift his head. Lets Declan Rice do what he's got to do. So yeah, great addition, I think, by Arteta.
Yeah, I think the Spain squad are very fortunate, aren't they?
Absolutely.
To have both Rodri, who was playing for Manchester City today, and Zubimendi in it. World Cup qualifiers for them. They are playing Bulgaria and Turkey in the next couple of weeks. Gyökeres goes down into the challenge of Canate on the halfway line. That's given us a free kick. Be quiet for Gyökeres in the first half.
He has been quiet. He has been quiet. I mean, it's not been a quiet game for Canate and Virgil van Dijk, let me tell you, because he's keeping them on their toes. Just having a quick look at that Timber.
He went down in the penalty area.
Yeah, nothing at all there. But yeah, I mean, Gyökeres is even though he's not had much of the ball or any real chance on goal, his work rate's very good. He's making runs when he's not being found, but he'll continue to do it. He'll continue to work hard. And those centre halves will have to stay on their mettle today.
Yeah, Gyökeres will be going to join up with Sweden and Alexander Isak.
Yes, that's not a bad pairing, is it?
There's the half-time whistle. Yes, I was thinking yesterday Anthony Elanga as well for Newcastle will be going off with the Swedish squad. I wonder what he'll say when he sees Alexander Isak. Oh, hello. How are you?
What are you doing here?
Anyway, that's the World Cup qualifiers. Half-time whistle has gone at Anfield, and the players walking off the field. 0-0, and barely a chance to speak of. Just probably the Allison save at one end from Madueke, and then when Raya gave it away at the other, where Van Dijk chose not to shoot.
Yeah, that's basically the Madueke shot was going in, but Allison just made sure to palm it away, and then a bit of pressure from Liverpool, and they give the ball away, and it's half chance again, but no real potency in the final third from either side. Better from Arsenal. Corners have been good, while one. So yeah, possession was 50-50 as well. So we'll see what happens in the second half. Somebody's got to do something different, because if you go through a game like this in the second half as well, it's got to be 0-0. We don't want that.
No, and Christian Mosquera coming on in the 5th minute for the injured William Saliba, but Liverpool not really able to put him under pressure. So half-time here in the sunshine, a little disappointing. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0.
Well, Berici Eza Dion, he would be something different. Get the feeling it might not be too much longer until we see him, maybe.
Yeah, he's out there now. Steve, he's stayed out. He's on the pitch now. He's done a little warm-up with the rest of his substitutes, and it wouldn't surprise me if he's on, 10 minutes into the second half, give him a good half an hour, 35 minutes. He wouldn't make a difference, because the ball will just be rolled into him, and then allow him to turn, and he'll play his football. So let's see what happens.
Thank you very much, you two. Goalless, steely, not a lot of risks being taken at the moment. 0-0. At Anfield, Liverpool and Arsenal. Obviously, second half commentary to come on 5 Live's Premier League Sunday. Already today, Brighton 2, Manchester City 1, Nottingham Forest 0, West Ham 3 in the Premier League. Pep Guardiola, Fabian Öztler, Graham Potter, all on the way before second half commentary. Let's get the news now on 5 Live with Nick Hatfield.
The voice of the UK.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Thank you, Steve. The Ministry of Defence says Norway has agreed to buy at least 5 new UK-made frigates to strengthen its navy. The £10 billion deal is expected to support around 4,000 jobs in Britain. The government says new North Sea oil and gas exploration licences won't cut bills, boost energy security or slow the climate crisis. It's after the Conservatives say if they win power, they'll focus on extracting as many fossil fuels as possible. Israel says it's killed the spokesman for Hamas's military wing in a strike on Gaza City. Abu Ubaidah was a prominent figure throughout the Middle East for nearly 2 decades. And police have imposed restrictions in Epping in Essex, where the Bell Hotel has been the focus of protests after an asylum seeker living there was charged with sexually assaulting a teenage girl. Essex police say any demonstrations must now end by 8 p.m.
Next week, Matt Chorley is going back. Great Scott! Back to Parliament. Order! As the government fires up the flux capacitor and politics rolls back at 88 miles per hour, we'll be live from Westminster. We'll have the best team of journalists, ex-politicians and spinners to tell you exactly what's going on. Matt Chorley, back Monday from 2 on BBC Radio 5 Live.
This is 5 Live Premier League Sunday
With Steve Crossman.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0, half-time at Anfield, second half commentary to come. Manchester City lost 2-1 at Brighton earlier, so that's 2 defeats in a row in the league for Pep Guardiola's side. 39-year-old James Milner scored the equaliser from the penalty spot for Brighton before Brian Gruder won it late on. Let's hear from the Manchester City manager.
They were excellent 1 hour. Many things I like since many months, so I'm not complaining about we are not able to win game. And after the goal, we forgot to play. We were more thinking the consequences that do it, and that's why we could not win the game.
Is that are you hinting at a sort of mental thing because there's an element of fear now which maybe Man City teams haven't had over the last couple of years?
Yes, but we changed many things. The transfer window will be finished, and when we come back, we'll see the real squad. And there are moments that always you struggle, and but you have continued. But I like many things the team have done here, but we're not able to win.
That's Pep Guardiola speaking to Match of the Day's Steve Wilson. Let's hear from the winning manager, Fabian Öztler.
Sometimes it's not about tactics, it's about energy, it's about intensity, and I think there we deserved it in the second half because when we scored the 1-1, we still had the belief to win this game. We were going for the second goal, and I think that's so important football, that you're not only focusing on tactics, they're really focusing on the intensity, on the energy, to keep these 2 things high, and then you can change football games and we can win games in the Premier League.
And how important for your momentum, though, because that first game against Fulham, you were pulled back right at the end, then against Everton, you had lost your chances, and today you were looking at possibly 1 point out of 3 games, and it all turns.
There's no replacement for wins in football. There's no replacement for the mood and the atmosphere in the whole building. So overall, we should be happy with the performances. Of course, the results were not like we want them to have, but we have to keep on pushing after international break, keep on doing the basic things right, and then we see what happens.
What about this for a result? Nottingham Forest 0, West Ham United 3. So in contrast to the last few weeks, a much more positive post-match for Graham Potter.
Very nice, thank you. Yeah, it's 3 points, great performance. Tactically, the boys were really good, and they carried a threat all the way through the game, especially in the 2 weeks we've had, and the amount of noise you have to deal with, and the criticism, all that stuff that comes with the world we're in. Great for the players. I'm really happy for them.
How difficult has that been to put up with?
Well, this is part of the job. The reason why I'm so happy to be in these jobs and these positions is because you have the ability to deal with it. The people that normally from the outside can pile on the noise, but couldn't do the job. So that's just the reality of the world we're in, and you have to show that. You have to show that leadership quality, and I'm thankful for the players, I'm thankful for the staff, I'm thankful for everybody connected with the club, that were very supportive, and we move forward.
Lucas Paqueta's been linked with a move away. He was kissing the badge towards the end there. Was that him saying goodbye? Do you think he'll still be a West Ham player on Tuesday morning?
I think that's Lucas Paqueta understanding there's just noise everywhere, especially when the window's open. And you can see a really committed, professional performance from someone that cares about his team and cares about his teammates. So I'm really proud of him for what he did, really proud of him for how he played, and he's a West Ham player and I'm sure he will be for a long time.
Oh, that's a good line on the end there. 08085 909 693. Lines open for 606. Graham Potter there saying he thinks Lucas Paqueta is staying. Did notice when he scored, Paqueta was sort of touching the badge as he looked at the West Ham fans. Big result for West Ham, having lost 3-0 to Sunderland and 5-1 to Chelsea in their first 2 games. Forest lose their first match of the season. Here's manager Nuno Espirito Santo.
The first half was balanced. We should have played better and faster, but the second half came for us as a shock. The way we played, we performed better.
Why is that?
That's what I'm trying to understand. The mistakes that we made that cannot repeat. The urgency that we need when we play a team that was well organized and get the gaps, requires better mobility, better movement. Things that we should improve.
You're set for, as we understand it, clear the air talks with the owner. Will a result like this today make that meeting slightly more difficult?
Doesn't help, of course, but I think we have to address other questions. My job now is to see what can I do to make sure that this performance doesn't happen again.
There are some Forest fans concerned that you won't be the man here who gets to address them because of the things going on at the moment, but you think you'll be here the other side of the international break?
What I'm going to do now is really work hard so I can help my players, because today was a day that we cannot afford to repeat in ourselves. It doesn't help. It's not part of us. We are not this team, so I have to address what went wrong.
There you go, Charlie Slater asking the questions that Forest fans want to know the answers to, and crucially, he didn't say yes, did he? He didn't say definitely. Nuno Espirito Santo. Forest fans, 08085 909 693. Definitely a good one for 606 later on. Earlier today, the first Old Firm of the season. Finished goalless at Ibrox. So Celtic are top on 10 points. Rangers 7. They still haven't won in the league. Here is the Rangers manager, Russell Martin.
I'm disappointed we didn't win because I felt we were good for large parts. But I'm really proud of the players' level of fight, aggression, desire to compete, to defend, all stuff that we were questioning on outside and inside the building. We questioned each other on in the midweek. Then we couldn't quite find the composure at times we needed in the final third to really create and make something happen, and limited them to very little as well. So it's an important clean sheet, an important point with 6 points off the top of the league, which is frustrating for us, but it gives us something to hum.
Quite a few fans told me at half-time what were asking me, where's that Rangers team been all the season? I'm thinking maybe you feel the same?
Yeah. But I have to take responsibility for that. So maybe we've placed too much importance on certain things and taken for granted that level of intensity and desire every week. So I've said to the players we need to be accountable to each other now that is shown no matter who we play against. And I'm really pleased with that because that's not easy after the week we've had and the opponent we're playing. So I enjoyed that mentality of the group today, and now it gives us something to build on. But as long as we give that level of togetherness and spirit and aggression, it gives us a chance to then really build on that.
So that's Russell Martin after Nuno Espirito Santo, after Graham Potter. 3 managers under a lot of pressure and a lot of scrutiny right now. F1 next. Oscar Piastri won the Dutch Grand Prix. It was a very dramatic race. His McLaren teammate Lando Norris had to retire in the closing stages. That was because of engine failure. The gap at the top is now 34 points between the two. Ferrari's Lewis Hamilton crashed out earlier in the race. Here is the World Championship leader, Piastri.
Yeah, I controlled the race when I needed to, and obviously it was incredibly unfortunate for Lando at the end, but felt like I was in control of that one and just used the pace when I needed to, and there was a bit of a different race to 12 months ago, so very happy with all the work we've done to try and improve around here, and very satisfied to come out on top.
Yeah, last year you struggled a little bit here. What did you change to have the success and the win here?
Nothing special, just trying to improve everywhere we can, and the start of this weekend was looking like a difficult one, and managed to get it together in qualifying, and then I was happy with the pace I had today, so very, very happy. Obviously a couple of safety cars that spiced it up a little bit, and we weathered it all, so very proud of the whole team, and wasn't just myself that improved to get here. It was with the whole team around me, and without them, none of this is possible. So it's a big team effort.
Big team effort, but a big day for Oscar Piastri and a nightmare for Lando Norris. There's commentary from the US Open at Flushing Meadows right now on Sports Extra 2. Jessica Pegula and Anne Lee, watched by Katie Smith.
Jessica Pegula, the finalist from last year, completely dominant in this match. We're only 47 minutes played, and she won the first set 6-1 against her compatriot Anne Lee, the world number 58, who's making her Grand Slam debut in the round of 16 here on home soil, and she's fending off more break points in this second set, which she does successfully. She holds serve, so she trails Jessie Pegula by a set and a break.
It's finals day in the 100. Northern Superchargers beat Southern Brave in the women's final by 7 wickets. Next up, the men. Oval Invincibles, Trent Rockets and Team Nuance.
Yeah, the action will get away in just over half an hour's time. In fact, the Oval Invincibles will be heavy favourites. They've lost just the 2 games this season coming into the final, whereas the Trent Rockets were lucky to get through yesterday after rain intervened in a Northern Superchargers chase in the eliminator yesterday. But yeah, there's a big expectation, a big record crowd. Well, watched the women's game earlier as well, so we're looking forward to a big game tonight at Lords.
Commentary to come on 5 Sports Extra from Lords. Elsewhere, South Africa's Tristan Lawrence has won the European Masters in Switzerland by 2 shots. England's Matt Wallace and Denmark's Rasmus Højgaard finished second. Luke Donald announces his captain's picks for next month's Ryder Cup tomorrow afternoon. You'll hear from him on tomorrow night's 5 Live Golf at 9 p.m. In the Women's Rugby World Cup, wins for Ireland, New Zealand and South Africa. France currently 48-0 up against Brazil. That's available to watch live on iPlayer. You are up to date. Quick reminder of the other scores in Scotland. Finished Dundee 0, Dundee United 2 in the Tayside derby. Aberdeen 0, Falkirk 1. Hibs 1, St Mirren 1. And in the Scottish Women's Premier League, full-time Partick Thistle 0, Celtic 7. And then 3 games all in the second half. Hamilton 0, Hearts 1. Montrose 0, Aberdeen 2, and Rangers 2, Motherwell 0. Ready to go for the second half at Anfield. John Murray.
Just watching Aberici Eza walking out of the tunnel. He fought Dion Dublin. He had his Arsenal shirt in his hand, and I thought, is he going to put it on? But he's actually gone and sat down on the second row of the dugout. So I don't think, is he preparing himself or not? Anyway.
Well, he's doing something down there. He's tying tie-ups or shoes or putting boots on. He's doing something in preparation, without a doubt.
Anyway, it looks as though it might not be too long before we see Aberici Eza. We're still waiting for the players who did start the match to appear from the tunnel down to our left. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0 is the score. And the Liverpool team, Allison, Szoboszlai, Konate, Van Dijk and Kerkez, Gravenberch and McAllister, Salah, Wirtz, Gakpo and Ekitike. And the Arsenal team, and remember they lost William Saliba in the 5th minute of this match, Mosquera coming on, so Raya in goals. The Liverpool players now emerge, led out of the tunnel by Virgil van Dijk who turns and gives his teammates another little rallying call there, gathers them round into a huddle before the start of the second half begins. So Arsenal with Raya as they appear as well, to a gentle chorus of boos from the Liverpool supporters. Raya in goal, Timber, then substitute Mosquera, Gabriel and Calafiori. Zubamendi with Marino and Rice either side. Might see Martin Odegaard in the second half, he is on the bench. Madueke on the right, Martinelli on the left, and Victor Gyökeres up front. So what about it, Dion Dublin? Are we going to see more entertainment in the second half?
Well, yeah, there wasn't a lot of entertainment in the final third in that first half, but good passing play, both sides very organised. The keepers, for me, having the ball at their feet far too much. The game needs to be played at a quicker pace, and I think that would suit the occasion better, and these players better.
Now doing bright sunshine, beautiful afternoon now. We can see the hills away in the distance from our high commentary position here, looking across the top of the Kenny Dalglish stand on the opposite side of the ground. Liverpool in the all red, the mainly all red with the white trim. Referee Chris Kavanagh says to McAllister, hang on a minute, Ekitike has crossed the halfway line before I was ready, so then he can kick off the second half. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0, and the ball coming out of play off Salah for a throw into Arsenal. On this side of the field, halfway inside their own half. Calafiori, the Italian with the long hair tied up behind his head, number 33 on his back, cream shirts, maroon shorts, cream socks for Arsenal here at Anfield. Throw-in taken, swept forward by Zubimendi, comes back for Gravenberch, whose attempted ball forward is deflected through to the edge of the penalty area, and Gabriel in the end passes it back to Raya. Long and right-footed downfield. This is Madueke to chase. Arsenal looking for that, as they did in the first half. And Kirkes and Madueke together, and the two of them just square up mildly, if you can't do that. A little touch of the bodies.
Absolutely, it's been great. There was a little slap on the hands, they did square up. But I like that battle. I like that they're not taking a step back in the player.
Yeah, that's a good battle. Madueke in Thomas Tuchel's England squad again. Kirkes, Bulgarian international. Arsenal playing it forward again, but that's overhit from centre field. There was far too much of that in the first half. Overhit passes. This one, Zubimendi, and it's all the way through for the goal kick. So Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. This is 5 Live from the BBC. World Service listeners are with us as well from wherever you are here on the last day of August. September tomorrow, autumn time. A little tiny tinge of autumn in the air here at Anfield as Van Dijk takes this over the halfway line, flicked on by Gakpo. Ekitike is beaten to it by Mosquera, and then Timber, he's put under pressure, goes down. There was contact on him, not given us a free kick. Gakpo with the challenge, and it is a throw-in to Liverpool. Timber out of position. Liverpool take the quick throw, and now Gakpo cutting infield towards the edge of the area, then playing it back towards the halfway line. Wirtz slipping over in the D on the edge of the penalty area, and Liverpool go all the way back to Allison in the end. The goalkeeper, Allison to pass out, but Declan Rice was all over the back of Gravenberch. That's a free kick. Free kick to Liverpool halfway inside their own half. 0-0 the score. Gravenberch just to his left to Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk then over the halfway line to Wirtz, and then Wirtz passes it forward, but McAllister with a touch, which was heavy, and Mosquera played it into him, and it bounced away behind for a goal kick. One thing I was thinking, Dion, and this was relevant to Newcastle at Elland Road last night, that was a pulsating match that Liverpool and Newcastle were involved in on Monday night. Eddie Howe made 4 changes. I do think it had an effect on them in terms of how they were in that match. Maybe Liverpool too affected. And Arne Slot making just the one change for this match. Curtis Jones on the bench, McAllister coming in to start. And now Liverpool played with Szoboszlai, allowed the ball to run across him, so therefore the momentum was slowed. Salah, halfway inside the Arsenal half. Back to Salah, curls it into the box. Ekitike chests it down. Right side of the area, tries to flick it back, and straight into the path of Rice, who hit it away with the spin. It almost had backspin on it, that ball from Rice. It looked as though it was bouncing out of play, and then it stopped, spun back, and then Calafiori wins a free kick for Ekitike's challenge. And it's a free kick to Arsenal, and thus far, the second half is actually more of the first.
Yeah, it's continuing. It's Niggly, lots of little battles out there as well. Nobody's really winning those battles. They're very even. Challenges again a little bit scruffy as well. Officials are having to keep an eye on these off-the-ball incidents as well, with all these one-on-ones that are going on.
Dion Dublin, Premier League centre forward, sitting alongside us for the commentary here. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. Raya eventually takes this goal kick downfield. It's over the top of Canate. Martinelli is running onto this. Szoboszlai leans into it. Martinelli goes down very easily. And yes, it's only a goal kick, says Chris Kavanagh. So the lines are open for 6:06 now. So Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton together on a Sunday night, which will be the case throughout the course of the season. Sunday nights for Robbie and Chris on 6:06. Your chance to have your say on Liverpool, Arsenal, and everything else that's happened today. Quite eventful, all told. We heard from Pep Guardiola at half-time. 0805 909 693 to book your call. That is free from mobiles and landlines. Arsenal Stepping back into their own half, Liverpool in possession, but then it's won back by Madueke. Kirkes gets there first and waits for Madueke and is able to play it out via a deflection off him, with the ball bobbling around in front of the spectators in the lower half of the Kenny Dalglish stand, who are almost all bathing in sunshine. Not literally. Ball back to Allison in front of the Anfield Road end, who passes it out to Canate, who is able to find Salah. Salah in between two Arsenal players, looking for the run of Szoboszlai. That was read very well by Rice. And then Rice plays it down the line for Gyökeres. Gyökeres is up against Canate, shoulder to shoulder, well defended by Canate. He went with him and then eventually got a foot in to put it out for a throw.
Yeah, backed himself there. Canate shoulder to Gyökeres again. Neither player giving. And just Canate there, not allowing Gyökeres to get away, just nudges in with the left-hand side, the outside of his left boot, just to stick it out for a corner. Right in the corner, left-hand side for Arsenal.
Gyökeres just walking away and running his fingers through his hair again. He does do that a lot, hence the goal celebration, because it has been ticked up, his running of his fingers through his fair hair.
I wonder what that feels like.
When was it that you last experienced that?
Have I ever experienced that?
Calafiori. Virgil comes out with the ball on the halfway line. Now to the right-hand side to Salah. 34-goal top scorer last season. Swept the board with the awards. Picked up the PFA Players Player of the Year a couple of weeks ago for the third time. Nice from McAllister. Gravenberch with a chance to shoot from probably just under 25 yards, but he apologises. It was worth the goal from there. It did open up, but he hit it low and wide at the left post by 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, just didn't catch it how he wanted to. He's 25, 30 yards out. I mean, if he looked to his left, Virch was flying past his left shoulder. Ekatike was making a run as well, just across the knee on the 18-yard line, and decided to go for the shot. Didn't catch it right at all. Looked terrible.
Oh, Raya, that's short to Rice, but Rice was there ahead of Gravenberch. Now Timber back to Raya, and Arsenal are able to play their way out of that. But Raya has landed in on the far side. I don't know whether the wind caught it. Kirkes then challenged for it with Madueke and could have touched it. Then it was an Arsenal throw on the halfway line. That looked like a foul throw by Timber.
Yes.
As usual, it's not picked up.
Yes, I've seen many foul throws. I haven't seen a good throw this season, or last season, the year before.
Oh, I know, of course, it's a bit of a thing of yours, isn't it? As Calafiori plays it forward the outside of his left boot, but then Gravenberch and Szoboszlai do well. And then Martinelli tracking back is able to play it back to Raya. Liverpool plays quickly on him. This is clearly under Arne Slot's orders to put Raya under pressure after he nearly gave the ball away in the first half, but he did give it away, didn't he? But in the end, it's out of play for a throw-in to Arsenal, which they take quickly. But that throw gives it back to Liverpool, and Canate stepping forward with the ball. Then Marino does his job in midfield. Marino starting in place of Odegaard. Timber's pass. Here's Madueke. Lovely touch with his left foot. Madueke running at Kirkes. Kirkes backpedaling. Madueke still going almost into the corner of the 6-yard box. Then lovely turn. Then Kirkes went with him and blocked it behind for an Arsenal corner, their first of the second half.
Yeah, did really well there, Kirkes. I mean, Madueke took that ball on his left foot and he was gathering pace. Kirkes didn't know if he's going to come inside or outside, because you know how good he is either way, Madueke. But Kirkes stayed on his feet. He waited and waited and blocked the cross. Very good defending, but that is where Arsenal want to be, down that right-hand side with Madueke.
Just while Arsenal were preparing themselves, David Raya actually came all the way across to the dugout here and spoke to the coaches, the Arsenal coaches, and now he's gone back into the centre circle. So, Arsenal corner. You just joined us and haven't heard, Saliba went off injured early in the match, so there's no Saliba for them. Mosquera into the 6-yard box, his replacement. Rice corner, headed away by Canate. And Arsenal take up possession again in the central third. Back to Raya, all in black. Long pass forward from him. Headed forward by Marino, but that's an easy one for Allison to step forward 2 or 3 strides out of the 6-yard box, and he's able to collect it. Still Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0, on the day that Manchester City have been beaten again West Ham won at Nottingham Forest, so Manchester City losing at Brighton. The highlights on Match of the Day tonight, it's Kelly Cates hosting tonight, Wayne Rooney and Joe Hart on BBC One, anytime on the iPlayer. And remember as well, new this season, if you haven't heard, the Premier League highlights available BBC website and iPlayer from 8 o'clock. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. Search Football Daily as well on BBC Sounds when you'll hear the Premier League review tonight. Liverpool, Gakpo thought he had a throw in on the halfway line, but that's given to Arsenal, which Timber takes back to the edge of the penalty area, and Arsenal will go back to Raya again. So still very few chances to actually open the scoring in this match. Calafiori to Gyökeres, firmly challenged by Van Dijk, over in the back, then forward. Liverpool continue to come. De Jong thinks that should have been an Arsenal free kick.
There on Gyökeres, without a doubt. Virgil van Dijk just shouldered him over.
Certainly let him know he was there. Szoboszlai. On the Liverpool right as they attack towards the Kop. But still, Raya, and we're now almost an hour into the match, has yet to make the save. Just checking the touches in the opposition box. We mentioned it in the first half. Liverpool have now had 3 touches in the opposition box. Here's another one coming. Ball forward for Salah. No offside flag yet. Salah takes it down. Still going Salah up against Calafiori. Tries to chip it across. Took a flick off the head of Rice. And they were able to clear it away. And then free kick is given to Arsenal for McAllister's challenge on Martinelli on the edge of the box. And Liverpool are going to make a change. Curtis Jones is going to come on, having been left out of the starting lineup for this one.
Yeah, I think he's needing something. Needs an injection of positive play in that final third. Maybe Jones will give them that. He's going to be coming off. We're not quite in that picture quite yet.
I felt from being left out of the England squad on Friday. Jones and Gallagher, Conor Gallagher, not involved, with Wharton and Elliot Anderson included, which has been well received. But Curtis Jones, long one downfield from Raya. It will bounce to Madueke perhaps. Might still go for Allison's quickly out. He actually got a touch on it away from Van Dijk, an angry Van Dijk. And what's he saying, Van Dijk?
Well, he's having a go at Canate there. I think what it is, Gyökeres has now got into the heads of those defenders. They're starting to physically fight him and forget about the ball and the game. He's got into their heads, Gyökeres.
Still 0-0. Curtis Jones waving, standing next to the shaven-headed Arna Slot. So we'll see in a moment. Allison did miss Monday. McAllister did miss Monday night. So perhaps straight swap. Jones for McAllister. We'll see. Has been quiet.
Yeah, he has, and he normally affects the game, McAllister, whether it's with good passing or good work rate or whatever it is. He's always doing something that affects the game for Liverpool. He's not had the same effect today. I think he's been marshalling fairly well in there. Zubimendi's been on his shoulder all the time.
Van Dijk with the ball at his feet. Here is the Argentine World Cup winner. McAllister to Szoboszlai. Then again Szoboszlai, who has saved him well at right back. Szoboszlai.
He has done really well. Well, he's that kind of player. Wherever you play him, he'll always give you a 8 out of 10 performance. Great attitude towards the game. Great footballing game.
Liverpool back with it on the halfway line. We've been chipped the wink that it is McAllister who is going to make way.
Gaz knows his football, by the way.
He does, particularly when he's getting information direct from the touchline. Van Dijk, long and forward to the edge of the box. That's cleared away by Timber on the edge of the penalty area. Blustery wind continues to swirl around Anfield. Down goes Marino on the halfway line. That's not a free kick, and Marino not best pleased with that. Liverpool in possession. It's actually a bit of a stalemate deal.
It is. It is, and it's now become where they're now allowing each other to have the ball.
Van Dijk, what a strange pass that was, right along the surface of the ground. Szoboszlai just outside the area. Dragged back by Gakpo. Sets up McAllister. McAllister's pass, that's good. Forwards, shoots. Raya can get it. Oh, it's bundled in, but it will not stand. The offside flag was up. Well, Raya offside flag was up from Dan Cook, the assistant.
Yeah, if that's offside for the goal that Ekitike scored, it won't be offside. There'll be a free kick in there. Yeah, he was in an offside position. I take that back completely. I think the official there on the right-hand side has got that absolutely spot on. What a great bit of officiating that is.
It was Gakpo. Gakpo was the player who was just offside. When Wirtz did well in the box, actually controlled it, shot left-footed. Raya couldn't hold it. It was very firmly hit. And first Gakpo in with a challenge. Defenders were in there. Then bundled in by Ekitike, but the goal was correctly ruled out for offside. So it's still Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0, and now Curtis Jones steps into the action here, with McAllister making way. Half an hour to go. Curtis Jones. Thomas Tuchel was telling us on Friday afternoon, Dion, he said it was a very difficult call to Curtis Jones to tell him that he wasn't in the squad, because he said he's done absolutely nothing wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, Curtis Jones has basically been very, very consistent for a very long time now, so his performances haven't dropped at all. Effective footballer.
As Arsenal now come forward with Gyökeres, but he is shrugged off it really by Szoboszlai as well. Comes away with the ball for Liverpool, and then when it's returned to him by Salah, it's a long pass downfield. Gabriel and Ekitike were jostling as centre forwards and central defenders do as the ball went over the top of them. Gabriel went down. Referee allowed play to continue. Raya was able to pick it up. It's still 0-0, and we've still got this very, very lively atmosphere inside Anfield. Marino, that's good play from the Spaniard. Turns, passes it to Timber. Madueke. Timber's touch was just a little strong, but Madueke's onto it. Gives it back to Timber. Might open up for him. Left foot. No. Squares it up Calafiori. And Calafiori's shot. Wasn't expecting it. Then the shot from distance comes in from Gabriel, which hits the falling Canate and deflects it wide of the goal by 5 or 6 yards for a corner.
Yeah, I mean, 2 chances for Arsenal there to really have a go. Timber was one. Calafiori came in just on the edge of the box. But Salah did travel about 30 yards there, Salah. You see, there was a chance coming for Arsenal. He worked so hard to get back there and put Calafiori off. And there was a good block from Canate as well. Under a little bit of pressure there. Arsenal taking their time to take this corner.
Yes, I think they're winding up. The whole crowd here, Martinelli and Rice in discussions. I must say, Dion, if Timber had confidence in his left foot there, when it opened up for him.
Yes, he wasn't too far out either, by the way.
He thought about it, then played it square to Calafiori, who wasn't expecting it. Corner then, another corner for Arsenal. Ineffectual so far today. Rice in from Calafiori. Canate headed it away, and then blazed wide by Madueke. And there's been a clash of heads in there as well. Clash of heads, Canate and Calafiori, so we'll have a little stoppage here, which means that we will be able to take in the team news from the only remaining Premier League match today, the 7 o'clock kickoff between Aston Villa and Crystal Palace, and Mike Maine has the news from Villa Park.
And there's some interesting team news as well. Emiliano Martinez not involved at all today for Aston Villa, with links to Manchester United. Is Bizot, who starts. 5 Aston Villa changes in total. As for Crystal Palace, Mark Gay starts despite those links to Liverpool. 2 changes from the 0-0 draw that qualified them for the Conference League group stage. Kickoff 7 o'clock. Blue skies, a little bit of drizzle in the air as well at Villa Park.
All very interesting. So Mike will update you on that match during the course of 6:06 with Robbie Savage and Christian. Play back underway. Van Dijk impeded on the halfway line. That is a free kick for Liverpool. With the transfer window closing in England, it's 7 o'clock tomorrow. Obviously, the Monday Night Club will have it all wrapped up for you. And during the course of the day, across the BBC, on 5 Live, BBC Sport website and app, transfer deadline day will be fully covered. And Liverpool, Anfield, in full voice, Dion.
Yeah, it is in full voice, but for you and I to notice that it's in full voice means that it hasn't been in full voice for most of this game, and it really has set the atmosphere. Not been much noise in this stadium at all, which is rare.
Szoboszlai, lovely ball into the path of Jones. Now Gakpo inside the box, right foot shot, straight at Raya, who was able to go down onto one knee and scoop it up with those big white gloves.
Yeah, Gakpo just didn't catch it right. You know what he likes to do? He drops his left shoulder, comes inside, didn't catch it at all.
Arsenal playing out from the back. Mosquera, Van Dijk into the challenge with Gyökeres, played forward by Virgil, Salah. Well done, Calafiori. Just bounced away from Salah, and Calafiori was able to take his opportunity and clear it away. And a yellow card has been shown to Gyökeres, I think, for his challenge on Van Dijk, just as Liverpool were building that attack.
Yeah, just a little bit heavy there. Just catches Van Dijk on that right foot with his studs. Van Dijk just gets there first, but it's a great backing play that. Centre half, centre forwards, that's how the game should be played.
Throwing for Liverpool, level with the edge of the penalty area. Liverpool nil, Arsenal nil. This is 5 Live in the World Service from the BBC. Listen to the live radio via the BBC Sounds app as well. A choice of listening right now, incidentally, with the 100 on Sports Extra, the final at Lords, the US Open Tennis on Sports Extra 2, and also Cricket's One Day Cup on Sports Extra 3. Liverpool nil, Arsenal nil. And Timber on the halfway line. Timber's ball forward. This is for Gyökeres to chase. Canate's gone now with him. Again, shoulder to shoulder. Gyökeres gets the touch, but under pressure from Canate, it bounces out of play, and it's a throw to Liverpool. It's been stop-start so far for Gyökeres, the Swedish international, the 55-60-odd million pound signing, depending on when all of the various clauses come together. 2 goals against Leeds, didn't have a shot on target at Old Trafford, hasn't had a shot on goal here at Anfield. Long one forward for Salah. Salah for Liverpool, up against Calafiori into the box now. Cross, oh Ryan! Juggled it and then caught it at the second attempt. I thought it was going to slip through his gloves into the path of Birds, but no, he got enough on it.
Yeah, he's very good at that, Salah. I mean, he just rests the ball on his left foot, and you don't know if he's going to go to the left or to the right. And a lot of the time he uses the outside of his left foot. It's a great crossing skill.
Yeah, Ekatike, strong from him. Strong against Zubamendi. Now Salah again. Salah up against Calafiori, twisting him one way and the other, but then the touch took it away beyond his foot and through to Raya, who was able to pick it up.
Absolutely. I mean, they're having to double up on Salah now. He's just getting up to speed.
Salah's coming to life here.
Absolutely. Only just keep giving him the ball. He's that good. I mean, Calafiori really did well to stay on his feet because he's been twisted left and right and he wasn't quite sure. Do I make a tackle now? Do I wait? His timing was outstanding.
Yeah, as Salah is up against the tall left back, Calafiori, who's got the long hair, twisting in one way and the other. I think it accentuates it that Calafiori's hair is also going one way and the other as he twists from side to side. It is still Liverpool nil, Arsenal nil, but the Anfield crowd are trying to help Liverpool build up a head of steam here. Listen to this.
I think as well, John, this is when we say this is the Anfield effect or what it's like. This is what it's like. This is how they play their pot.
Gravenberch with a pass from centre field, looking for Ekatike to run onto it, but Raya was able to come out and collect it. So, with this mood and feeling inside Anfield, Mikel Arteta has said to Odegaard, Martin Odegaard, it's time for you to come onto the field, and is he? Yes, he is. Eza is coming as well for his Arsenal debut. So that's quite a reaction from the Arsenal manager. Captain and the new big signing.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got to do something. It's a bit of a stalemate. You mentioned that, John, but then you've got 2 first teamers that Arsenal will want to be in their first team for some time. Odegaard and Eza. I mean, 2 very good players that can affect a game in a pass or in a shot. We will see what they have got. Martinelli, I think.
I surely would be Martinelli. So Marino coming off for Odegaard, and it is Martinelli who given the opportunity today, but really hasn't got much change out of Szoboszlai.
No, not at all. I think Szoboszlai's done well. I like him. He's reliable. Eza's gone left of a 3 up front now. Eza over where Szoboszlai is. Odegaard's got into his position that he likes to do, floating him out just behind Gyökeres.
So on comes Eberici Eze for his debut for Arsenal. His debut for the Arsenal first team, back at the club where he started his career and didn't make it. This is the dream, and here he is in the action for the first time. Number 10 shirt on his back, not had a touch just yet, as Odegaard almost wins it back from Gravenberch on the halfway line. Ryan Gravenberch gets it back, just catching the sunshine in the central third of the field, and then a foul by Timber on Gravenberch. It's the rolling ball. It's angered Anfield, but the ball was rolling when Curtis Jones played it forward, so it has to come back for the free kick to be taken again.
Yes, I mean the smallest of rotations there, like Curtis Jones playing that ball forward.
Gakpo now, he's up against Timber, for the crossman. Timber is able to recover well and block that behind him, the near post, and Liverpool have what is their first corner of the match, with just under 20 minutes to play.
It's a game with the fullbacks today. The fullbacks have been outstanding on both sides.
Arsenal have had 7 corners. The corner key. What an irony it would be, wouldn't it, if Arsenal had failed with their 7 and Liverpool scored with their first. Here it is. The Liverpool corner is played in, but it's headed away on the edge of the 6-yard box by Mosquera. And now Szoboszlai again. Eze comes across to close it down. Eze forces Szoboszlai to give it back to the halfway line. Must be a great feeling for Eberici Eze to be out there after his transfer was completed last week. Liverpool dicing with a little bit of danger. He was brilliant when he came onto the field at the Emirates last week. The smile was so wide. Long pass forward for Szoboszlai into the penalty area. Now it's laid across by Virgil to Salah, and Salah's shot is blocked by Rice. Comes out to Gravenberch. Gravenberch curls it in. I think he's put too much on that. Oh, actually, unforced error. Timber chested it behind when he could have let it go through for a goal kick. It's another corner.
Yeah, I mean, the ball from first to Salah was just a touch too strong for him to take it first time. He had to take a touch. That was squandered, and Gravenberch's ball was going nowhere. Nobody spoke to Timber. Nobody told him to leave it. You have to make sure he goes out, though. He played safe. Another corner.
Virgil was going to take the corner, but actually change of plan. Szoboszlai with that long black hair of his now, beyond collar length, headband, says I'll take it. Szoboszlai puts the ball down. Another Liverpool corner in front of the Kop. Raised left arm from Szoboszlai, drilled into the near post, headed away by Gyökeres, up and high and away. And Szoboszlai volleys it back across field. Right line for Virgil, right foot shot, hits the defender. Timber inside the box, dropped out nicely for him to be cleared away. And it is still Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. Lines open for 606, 08, 085, 909, 693. Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton tonight. Text 85058 at your standard message rate. Hashtag BBC 606. And all of today's football, you can read about it on the football pages of the BBC Sport website. Phil McNulty is here, he'll be writing about this match. You'll be able to read that there as well. And at the moment, he won't have any goals to write about. But biggest sniff that we might see one day?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Virgil has just caught that one there, and what great defending from Timber, standing strong, not getting out of the way of it, but getting in the way of it. That's defending, that's what it's all about.
Liverpool in possession inside their own half. Still waiting for Eberici Eze to get involved in the action meaningfully. Despite the 2 changes that Mikel Arteta has made, Liverpool are still on the front foot. And Gakpo back to Gravenberch, a little bit of a headly touch, which meant that he had to turn and give it back to Van Dijk on the halfway line. They don't like that. They want Liverpool to go forward, chase this goal to perhaps snatch the match against the team that were their closest challengers last season. Liverpool, winners of the title for the 20th time last season in Arne Slot's first season as the manager. Salah's ball across, took a deflection. That means Arsenal will bring it away. Right now, here is Eza into the action for the first time for Arsenal. Eza taking it down the left wing. Szoboszlai goes with him. Gyökeres was there as well. Gyökeres back to Calafiori. Forward of the centre circle. Odegaard drops deep. Federico Chiesa has been called forward by Arne Slot, so he's going to be the next Liverpool substitute. And Arsenal in possession inside the Liverpool half. A long period of the match in the second half when Liverpool have had more of the ball, but now Arsenal with Eza. Eza with the ball in his feet, comes in field, plays it to Odegaard. Odegaard in the box, little pass square, and it didn't run to Gyökeres. Konate was just able to nip in there, but excellent play from Eza and Odegaard combining together. And Odegaard's pass, it was a whisker away from setting up Gyökeres. Still Arsenal with it. Zubimendi. Then back to the centre circle to Gabriel, and Calafiori slips over, and therefore the pass doesn't find him, and it's out of play for a throw-in to Liverpool halfway inside their own half, when Chiesa is now going to come onto the field. And remember, it was Chiesa who came on and scored here in the first match of the season when Liverpool were pegged back by Bournemouth. So Arne Slot looking for something similar, a similar effect, although he's saying, hang on a moment, because he might just hold off making that change, because Konate seems to have a problem on the edge of his own penalty area.
Yeah, I can see Konate's there, he's down on his haunches, he's now sat on his backside, and I reckon that looks like a groin or something like that to me. He stayed down as well, both physios are on for Liverpool. It was going to be, still might be Chiesa, but I think Gomez has gone out to warm as well now, just in case. So
Joe Gomez.
Checking Konate.
Our BBC colleague Sammy Mothbell was on 5 Live Sport yesterday talking about how, if this game move happens, that Joe Gomez might end up moving in the other direction, either permanently or on loan. We'll see how things develop with that tomorrow. And interesting that Gay's in the Crystal Palace team today against Villa, but no Martinez, with talk of perhaps a move to Manchester United. Emi Martinez, that would change things.
Yeah, it would change things. Yeah, it would change things in the goalkeeping situation. But will it change the way the Man United play? Will it change their outcomes? We'll have to wait and see on that one. But right here, right now, there's a lot of concern for Konate because he's been down for some time.
Yeah, and for the record, he's played well today.
He's done really well, and you know what? And I think the fans want him to do well. The fans know how good he can be. They don't want to see him injured for a long time either. He's actually pulling up his right leg, his right heel, in order to stretch his right thigh. It's got to be something to do with that. He's uncomfortable though, and he won't be carrying on because Gomez is there.
Yeah, Gomez is ready to come on. Not sure if Chiesa is also going to come on at this moment, but that's it. Joe Gomez. Yes, it is. It is going to be a double change with Ekitike coming off. So Hugo Ekitike is not able to get his goal today. In fact, I'm not sure he's had an opportunity to score it. So that means that John Miller will remain the last man to score in his first 4 competitive matches for Liverpool, which happened back in 1892. And Ekitike leaves the field, so we're going to have a little rejig here, aren't we, for Liverpool. Chiesa coming on. He has taken up a position, Chiesa, through the middle, up front, but let's see how things settle down. And he got the ball in the net, Ekitike, remember, but Gakpo was offside. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. Just over 10 minutes to go. Lines open for 6:06. Robbie Savage and Chris Hunt waiting for your calls. What about Manchester City today? What about West Ham? Gakpo into the challenge centre field. Turns now. Gives it to the left-hand side. Liverpool, actually, Jones stops. Gives it back to Kirkhead. Kirkhead this ball into the penalty area. Wow, that was well defended by Gabriel. Diving across Chiesa. Somehow got his head to that and headed it away.
Done really well there.
He was diving back towards his own 6-yard.
Really awkward header for him. Yes, it's spot on.
And then Declan Rice can't keep the ball in. So that's a throw-in to Liverpool. there's a ball on the pitch at the moment, so they can't take a quick one, and eventually Joe Gomez actually puts the ball, that loose ball, off the pitch, so Liverpool can take the throw back towards the halfway line. There are 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go. And it's still 0-0. 4 of the last 5 Premier League matches between these clubs have ended as draws. And this one's going the same way unless someone can come up with something special. Szoboszlai forward. Arsenal deal with that. Comes back to Szoboszlai. He passes it to Van Dijk. Van Dijk low through the middle of Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones stands up for the challenge and Zubimendi goes down. It's a free kick, middle of the half. There's the yellow. Here it comes. Here it comes for Zubimendi. Here it comes. There we are.
And there's the cheer that you're anticipating as well. He's got away with 3 or 4 all game. Been quite physical. Made it uncomfortable as well in there for those Liverpool players. He's done his job, but he's done his job about 3 or 4 times just walking that tightrope.
He has, but yellow card now for Martin Zubimendi. So Odegaard on the field. They've got the 2 Martins back together in midfield. Not the most fashionable of names. I think it's fair to say. I don't think it's harsh, is it? I'm not sure how high Martin is in the top babies' names list these days, but I suspect it might be becoming more popular with Arsenal supporters.
Maybe.
If Odegaard and Zubimendi are able to combine effectively this season. Free kick for Arsenal, then free kick for Liverpool, then after that foul by Zubimendi, and we have 4 Liverpool players discussing this. It's 30 yards out, isn't it, Dion? And Gakpo, captain's there, Van Dijk, Szoboszlai, Salah, and still they talk together. That was a right conversation.
Long conversation, but it's just going to be a shot on goal, isn't it?
But is it going to be Szoboszlai with the right foot or Salah with the left? Well, it's not going to be Salah, it's going to be Szoboszlai because Salah's run away and taken a position on the edge of the area. So, 3-man wall in the D, best part of 30 yards. Szoboszlai on his right foot goes for goal. Oh, that's a free kick! Dominic Szoboszlai breaks the deadlock! And Arsenal concede for the first time this season. It took a super goal to do it. Liverpool 1, Arsenal 0, and the champions lead against last season's runners-up.
That is just outstanding from Szoboszlai. Oh my word, what a strike. How far is he? 25, 30 yards out. I mean, the strike's incredible. What they call it, a knuckleball. He strikes, he goes up, it goes down. It goes right, it goes into the top corner. I mean, we've got a great view from behind here. Oh my word. Couldn't have gone anywhere else. What a strike. What a player. Liverpool have got their goal.
Right foot over the wall and beyond Pryor's dive to his right and in off the post.
It's perfect, John. It's really perfect. Szoboszlai never seems to let you down. I said it before the game. He gives you 8 and 9 out of 10 every single game. Doesn't matter what position he plays for Liverpool. He affects the game in some way, and he's affected it massively with one of the best free kicks you will see this season.
Well, there we are. Late goal again for Liverpool. 83rd minute this one. They came and scored the late goals to win here against Bournemouth. They could hardly have scored later against Newcastle on Monday night, the 10th minute of added time. And the cry is champions, champions. And the Premier League winners of last season lead 1-0 against the 3 times in a row runners-up Arsenal, who now have to dig deep, having conceded their first goal of the season. Lovely footwork from Rice on the left-hand side. Calafiori now, but Liverpool are back in numbers. It actually bounces forward to Eza. Eza now in the box. Eza, the angle time. Challenge comes in, he goes down. Gomez was behind him, but the ball ran away from him. And referee Kavanagh's not interested.
No, he's not. I mean, Eza gets himself, well, he doesn't get himself. He's very fortunate to find that the ball ricochets to him. I don't know, it's about 15 or 16 yards on the angle. Can't see any free kick there at
all the way behind at the other end by Raya for a goal kick, but now urgency for Arsenal. Arsenal with this goal kick, but against this noise now inside this stadium. This is a tall order for Arsenal, even though it is only 1-0. Ball's played up for Madueke on the halfway line, well challenged by Kirkes. Here's Gomez now in the centre circle. Joe Gomez just puts his foot on the ball and then knocks it back to Van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk. As Gravenberch is caught in possession. Odegaard is able to find Gyökeres. Gyökeres stands up against Szoboszlai. The ball ricochets around. Madueke on the edge of the box. He scoops it for Zubimendi inside the penalty area. Zubimendi trying to find a way through. Allison comes out of his goal to his left and in the end drops on the ball. Bodies everywhere there on the dead ball line. And it's the Liverpool goalkeeper who comes out with the ball in his hand.
Yeah, just enough red shirts there to crowd out those Arsenal players that were just trying to get on that ball. Really good defending, Kirkes, and the keeper coming out as well. Did well.
Liverpool leading Arsenal by 1-0. Dominic Szoboszlai with a free kick that it must have been almost 30 yards out. When you look at the stripes on the pitch, there are two rolled stripes as it bounces forward for Salah to chip. But Calafiori did enough to put him off and it was picked up by Raya.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. You can count the two stripes on the pitch, a dark green one and a light green one, then it was just about to go to the dark green on the line, 30 yards out, what a free kick.
Now Liverpool come again, Curtis Jones to Salah, edge of the area, but Gabriel with the challenge. Liverpool players gone down, Wirtz has gone down, I think with cramp, so it's not a head injury. Arsenal are going to pull forward as I gives it to Odegaard. Odegaard has space here. He's got Madueke to his right. Madueke's low ball across. Gyökeres in the middle, but Joe Gomez gets the crucial touch and he gets a hug from Van Dijk when he gets to his feet as well, putting it behind the near post for a corner.
It's really good play, from Gomez, because Gomez is wrong side at first, but he makes sure that he gets to the other side of Gyökeres as the ball's coming in from Madueke on the right-hand side. He gets ball side. Make sure that Gyökeres doesn't get any sniff of a chance on goal at all. Really good defending from the new boy that's just come off the bench.
So it's a corner for Arsenal. But Florian Wirtz is having to be treated for cramp. So we'll have a stoppage. Endo is going to come on for Liverpool. Whether it's going to be for Wirtz or not, we will discover shortly. Looks as though it is. That's the word from down on the touchline. So Wirtz, what have you made of him today? Florian Wirtz, the record signer?
Yeah, I think he's done really well. Great with the ball at his feet. Can be a bit of a nuisance as well to his opposite number. I think he's limping here. It looks like, I'm hoping it's cramp, but it's a really bad limp if it is cramp. If it's cramp, walk properly, young man. Get on with it. But he's been absolutely outstanding. He really has made a difference to Liverpool. Very composed on the ball.
And while Endo comes on for Wirtz, Max Daumann is going to come on for his second appearance. Well, Mikel Arteta is certainly showing plenty of faith, isn't he? The 15-year-old, 1-0 down at Anfield, turns to a schoolboy to see if he can help Arsenal out of this situation.
It's that no fear attitude that he's got, though, Daumann. I mean, Madueke sprinting off the pitch, give him as much time as he possibly can have. Here he comes.
So there we are. Madueke, and that's been an excellent contest, Madueke against Kirkes, and I suppose Kirkes will see that as a win for him. However, Gabriel Goodmanson found out last week at the Emirates all about Max Daumann, and even though we're in the 90th minute, there might still be a chance for Daumann to run at Kirkes, but it is a corner first of all. Here it is for Arsenal, that's headed away by Joe Gomez. That was commandingly done by Joe Gomez, and Liverpool cleared it away to the halfway line. So despite Arsenal now having had 8 corners in this match, they've been able to make little or no impression with them on the Liverpool defence. Liverpool perhaps closing in on their first clean sheet of the season. If they do, they'll beat Arsenal. Good. Here's Downman for the first time. On the ball, into the penalty area. Up against Kirkes. Went down a bit of a blind alley. And then he's dispossessed by a combination of Gakpo and Gravenberch. And Liverpool just belted away downfield to Ryan.
Yeah, clear your lines at this stage. Nothing fancy. Get it in Arsenal's half as quickly as possible.
We're almost into added time at the end of what has been an intense match. Not a thriller by any means. 7 minutes of added time. Well, clearly that's plenty of time for yet all sorts to happen.
Absolutely, yeah, and more chances for Arsenal if they can get the ball in the box.
Odegaard, Liverpool just on the back foot. Here is Downman, and the 15-year-old is able to play it back to Timber. Right corner of the penalty area. Back to Odegaard. Arsenal putting pressure on Liverpool at the Anfield Road end. Cross to the far side of the penalty area, headed away by Szoboszlai, and then cleared further away by Salah. But Zubimendi's able to get up. Eza was sandwiched there between two Liverpool players. Gabriel is able to pounce on the loose ball, give it to Calafiori. Now Gyökeres back infield to Zubimendi. Square from Zubimendi to Odegaard. Odegaard is 30 yards out. Turn to his left, then back to his right. Timber now to the right-hand side, where it's angled back to Odegaard again. Timber still on the right flank, looking to get the ball in, but he overhits that. As the Anfield roar will tell you, Timber got that all wrong, and it bounces away harmlessly and out of play for a throw into Liverpool in their right back area. Yeah. Liverpool continue to lead 1-0.
At this stage of the game as well, Timber's on the right-hand side. They're trying to work it to find the right crossing angle. Timber's in the right place for that cross. Tries to put far too much on it. At this stage of the game, just leave it into an area. You've got 4 cream Arsenal shirts in there ready to attack it. And he gets it all wrong. He's still on the floor. He's got cramp, but he got that cross all wrong. It was a chance.
So we will have a stoppage because now we've seen Wirtz go down with cramp. I'm pretty sure it was cramp for Wirtz, the way that Raya was treating him. And now Gabriel. Now I'm saying, oh yeah, it must be cramp because he is also getting the full cramp treatment from Gakpo.
The full cramp sort of straight leg, one leg straight on the ground, one leg straight up in the air. The toes are being pointed towards the player on the floor. I mean,
well, the referee Kavanagh saying, "Come on, do you want to come on and treat him, or are you going to leave it to Cody Gakpo to?" And Gakpo's actually walked away. I think the Liverpool supporters said to Gakpo, "Leave him alone,"
and he did.
And he has. I'm sorry, it is Timber, the Arsenal player, but he's back up on his feet and he's hobbling away. Right, 7 minutes of added time, so that should, by rights, really mean that we'll play 8 or perhaps more. We've already had nearly 3 of that. Liverpool leading Arsenal by 1 goal to 0, and Declan Rice now onto this. Arsenal playing in Liverpool's half, and Rice getting a throwing off Szoboszlai. Mikel Arteta looks a little agitated down there, as he would his team facing their first defeat of the season. Arsenal, 15 Premier League away matches unbeaten as they came here to Anfield. And now Odegaard is, with time running out for his team, Odegaard seemingly shrugging off that shoulder injury of last week, coming on as a substitute. Zubimendi now with the pass to Downman. And Downman running at Kirk as he goes to ground. Decisive defending from the Liverpool left back. Whipped the ball away from the teenager. Kirk has got up, plays it for to Chiesa. Chiesa, just a little touch from the toe end of Mosquera. Was able to snatch back possession for Arsenal and away from the Italian.
Yeah. Mosquera there had to really get a touch. I mean, Chiesa completely done him, but he just stuck a toe out as if to say, this is my last chance, otherwise he's in. And it worked for him as well. Stayed on his feet yet again. Good timing in the challenge.
Arsenal again. Here is Eza. Eza's little pass in towards the edge of the penalty area to Gyökeres. Cross comes in from Calafiori. Oh, Allison was wrong-footed, flaps it away. Then the shot from Downman. That's blocked. Hook forward, but then headed away for Liverpool by Curtis Jones. The Liverpool crowd, obviously, clearly I'm sure you can hear it, trying to play their part here and seeing Liverpool through. They're on the back foot now against Arsenal. This one, hooked away by Endo. Arsenal again start on the halfway line. We're in the 5th minute of added time at the end of this match. Declan Rice is able to move away from Chiesa with a change of feet. Rice's pass, that is straight into Gakpo. Awkward bounce for Endo. Might have been fouled by Zubamendi. A little footing by Timber, but Liverpool have it. And it's played forward. This is one for Salah to chase, which he does at full pelt, but can't prevent it. Rolling over the white line for a throw-in for Arsenal.
Great passage of play, that little 30 seconds a minute there. Both sides giving the ball away. Fully committed to hold on to this. Liverpool fully committed to try and get back into it.
Arsenal are looking at their first defeat of the season. Liverpool are looking at 3 wins out of 3 to start the defence of their Premier League title. 2 minutes to play. Odegaard, 2 minutes of added time. 6:06 on the way on 5 Live. 08085 909 693 to talk about this with Robbie Savage and Crystal. Rice, his pass out to Eza. Oh, lovely touch from Eza. Takes him away from Szoboszlai, but then a heavy touch meant that Gomez was able to step in and clear it away. In the few minutes Gomez has come onto the field, if this is his last appearance for Liverpool, if he is going to be off to Crystal Palace, he's been outstanding.
He has been brilliant, I've got to say, in the right place at the right time. That's just instinct, though. He knows exactly what he's done. He's played with Van Dijk many times.
Gomez, 10 years at Liverpool since his move from Charlton here to Merseyside. Throw in for Arsenal. Calafiori, long and into the near post, headed away, bounces down inside the box. Gyökeres takes it wide, then turns, crosses it right-footed, stretching header by Zubamendi, couldn't direct it on goal, and Kerkez was able to watch it onto his left foot, whereupon he volleyed it into the opposition half. Back and forward for Arsenal, but cleared away on the edge of the area. Liverpool now with Chiesa. Chiesa in the centre field is able to get his head down and carry it forward. Salah wants it, but Chiesa's going all by himself. Shoots, deflected, it's through to wide. That's exactly what they want. We're in the 7th minute of added time, and they will not be rushing to take this one.
Absolutely not. Chiesa does great, actually. He's halfway in Arsenal's half. He's got 3 or 4 defenders in front of him. He's got players coming behind him. He makes sure he picks the right pass. He doesn't go to Salah. He holds on to the ball. He waits. And he gets his team a corner at this stage. If you listen to the noise in this stadium, wow.
I think they've just been having a look at the other end, VAR, when Gomez headed that last ball away, whether it might have struck an arm, but I think it was high on the arm of Szoboszlai. The corner for Liverpool now. They're nearly there. But what would be such a valuable win, even if it is only the 3rd weekend of the season. And now Gyökeres surely being impeded by Endo. He was. That has to be a yellow card.
That's got to say something. It's a very good yellow, let me tell you. Endo's made sure Gyökeres doesn't get away at all.
I mean, he was fouling it for probably 10 yards and eventually went down. This is probably the last opportunity for Arsenal to come up with an equaliser here. Otherwise, it's going to be a defeat on Merseyside for Mikel Arteta's team. It's a free kick that Raya is going to take. Raya, long and high, into the Liverpool penalty area. Van Dijk is there to head it away, and listen to that roar. The noise of Anfield that signals a win against Arsenal. Their closest challengers from last season. Arsenal beaten for the first time this season. They conceded a goal for the first time this season. But what a goal it was that won this match. And means that Liverpool have won 3 out of 3 at the start of the defence of their Premier League title.
I think it was a bit of a stalemate the whole of the game. It came alive for 15-20 minutes in the second half. That's when Szoboszlai got the goal. But both sides incredibly well set up. Brilliant full-back performances today by all 4 of them. They were brilliant. better free kick this season.
Brilliant goal. Brilliant finish from Dominic Szoboszlai. The right back, don't forget. The stand-in right back. But that goal in the 83rd minute. And remember how they talked about it. Remember the conversation, the discussion that there was between the four Liverpool players. They certainly didn't rush it. And when it came to Szoboszlai, the strike could barely have been better. Going in eventually off the post as Raya dived to his right. And that's it. That's all it took. As Arne Slot now is out there walking around Anfield. Well, what a season he had last season. And what a way to start the defence of the title. 3 wins out of 3.
Yeah, it's all you can do, really. You can only beat what's in front of you. Arsenal came today with a plan of squeezing when they needed to and stay up when they needed to. When you're the champions as well, you have to find a way to beat what's in front of you. It doesn't matter how they play. You have to rely on your players to do exactly what you've asked them to do. Liverpool did well. They didn't concede. Subs came on and made a difference as well. When it was all down to one free kick, one player, Szoboszlai, 30 yards out. That's the difference. Hold on to the game, hold on to the result, and they did.
Well, if you're listening on 5 Live, do stay with us to hear from Arne Slot and Mikel Arteta during the course of 606. The last of the Arsenal players just disappearing down the tunnel. But listen to this again. The Liverpool players walking towards the Kop now. Arne Slot is still there with him, dressed in black, and clapping his hands, white shirt underneath his black jumper. And this has been the classic example of how a crowd can help a team in a big match. And that big match has been won by the champions. Arne Slot blowing kisses up towards the director's box. His Liverpool team have beaten Arsenal 1-0.
It takes a really special player, Dion, to be able to strike those knuckleball free kicks. I remember David Luiz scoring a brilliant one, similar style, different free kick at Anfield going back quite a few years. I mean, that was special.
Yeah, it was. And, you know, Salah doesn't strike the ball like that. And I think it was probably Gakpo was over it as well. But when you've got a player like Szoboszlai, they obviously know he can do it. He obviously does it in training. He was confident that he could do it as well. And it was not right on that 30-yard line as well, Steve. We didn't have to do any counting. 30 yards, and I'm thinking, are you going to? If there's going to be one player, are you really going to try this? And he did. And I said it in comms as well. Honestly, Steve, you'll do well. Honestly, you'll do well to see a better free kick this season. Off the post. And you beat him Raya, by the way, one of the best as well. So it was going to take something like that to sort of split these two sides. And I've got to say, as soon as this Anfield crowd started to make the noise that we know they can make, the players responded. It was visible to see.
So many great storylines from the games today. So in half an hour's time, it'll be time for 606. 08085 909 693. Between now and then, we're going to wrap up everything we've seen today. Hopefully bring you some live reaction from Anfield as well. In a couple of moments, we're going to be joined by Julien Laurent. Robbie Savage is with me in studio. Hello, Rob.
Hi, Steve. How are you?
Yeah, very good, thanks. I mean, we've got Rodri saying that Manchester City are making kids' mistakes at the minute. A rare win for Graham Potter. Nuno, what's going to happen with him, the game that we've just witnessed?
It's going to be a good 606, Chris, watching one of the worst derbies ever. Celtic against Rangers. Wow, that was boring. I fell asleep. But West Ham, what a big win that was for Graham Potter. 3 goals as well. Paquetá with the celebration will alleviate West Ham, with the deadline tomorrow. So, fans, who do you want at your club? What a free kick that was, 30 yards out. Just goes to show subs can make an impact. The crowd. I heard John and Dean on commentary when the crowd got lifted and they were encouraging their team forward. But games change. As a manager, as I am now, doing okay. You've got when you pick teams, you've got to look at starters and finishers now. The game's changed, and you see the sub making impact again today. So, what was the other thing that happened today?
Well, we got Emi Martinez as well.
Oh, he didn't.
Not in the Villa squad.
I heard the team news from Mike Monet. Not in the lineup. Will he be Manchester United? Who knows? Manchester United. Do they need a goalkeeper? There's so much to talk about. Steve, what about Middlesbrough? You're Middlesbrough.
Only perfect team in the Football League.
there's 14 unbeaten teams in the 116. So the EFL 92 and the National League, only 14 unbeaten teams. Do you know name one?
Forest Green Rovers unbeaten.
Yeah.
14 isn't as good as one, though, is it? Let's just say there's one perfect team in the. So you want to hear from Borough fans, is what you're saying?
Yeah, what a start! What a start! It has been Gillingham as well. Yeah, because I was on last night, and I heard the Manchester United fan talk about Ruben Amorim as well. You know, with Chris and ABB last night was fantastic. So lots to talk about. You know, being a good day of sport, isn't it? Great day of sport.
Great day of sport. Thank you very much, Rob. Have a good one. Top man. 08085 909 693. 606 is on the way with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton. Remember, we've got the final of the 100, the men's 100 going on right now at Teeth Noirs.
Yeah, we do indeed. Oval Invincibles looking for their third consecutive title, and they've started really, really well here. They're on 67 for 1. It was 67 for 2, but it turns out the wicket fell.